a little quadrajet repair. This one I got, you can see it's got new screws in the throttle blades. These were the old ones. You actually have to grind, so focus on that, grind the ends off a little bit because they're peened over, which you can see I kind of peen them over with a hammer and another hammer and the vise. I put new bushings in the primary side. Probably you're not going to be able to see them, but they would be right in this area on both sides. They make them for the secondary side. I actually had to remove this pin to get the secondaries out, and I actually wound this spring a little tighter. Hopefully it's not too bad, too much. I think that's what I got to do, pretty sure, on the one that's on the GTO, because these stick open all the time a little bit. If you go anywhere half throttle, it'll like stick open just enough to make it start surging. But otherwise, you gotta get some more of this stuff cleaned up a little better. And I removed these little tubes. This is actually two pieces. This little collar comes off, so you can see it's slid up, but they go down inside these on both sides. These are for the idle, and they control that. I mean, like if you have a bigger cam in there, you can drill the little end out. That's what a lot of people do, is they drill that little end out to give it more fuel at idle, so they'll actually stay running at idle. And then they also, there's these little tiny cups in there that you can drill out too on both sides. There's one, that one, and then that one. I just got the tubes pulled out. As you can see, this one was kind of a pain, so the screw kind of messed it up. You use a little sheetrock screw and tap these things down so they kind of fall down inside there, and then try to thread the screw in there. I used the little propane torch and some of that Harvest King penetrant to help get them out. Like I said, the one on this side was kind of a pain, and it got a little messed up. I think it'll be fine. I think I'm gonna actually, this is the one for the 69 Grand Prix. That's not the original carb because it's newer. And this is like, it's like an 800, and I think that the Grand Prix came with a 750. 800s, it's pretty black in there. Apparently this one was running really rich, or they had a lot of carb backfires. But if I can get this light to stay over this somehow, I can point out how you can kind of identify the 800s by this little, there's like a bump down there. If I can set it, that little bump right there, I guess identifies them as 800s. It seems to be mostly in the 70s, like I don't know what year they actually started it, but a lot of them seem to be more into the 70s. But then they went to the electronic, like feedback ones, I think in the early 80s, before they went to fuel injection. Get that done. Maybe get it together tomorrow, try it out on the GTO. Headers haven't really gotten anywhere. I had to get this little expander to hopefully kind of, maybe it'll expand the pipes a little bit so I can maybe slip the new pipe inside there and then expand the pipe so it fits in the flange. I think I said that the pipes are 1 3/4, and they need to go to 1 7/8. And then also I got the Chevelle running. I drove it last week, put the new belt on. That took like 2 weeks to get, but I stole the battery back out of it to put in the truck so I could go take my garbage to the dump. This is the steering shaft out of the 69 Grand Prix. Kind of in process of changing the column. I thought I could, I don't know how, I've watched some videos on it of removing I was just going to remove the key lock cylinder here, but for some reason I can't get that out. I watched a few videos on it and they made it look easy, and I just can't seem to get them. I did it on my GTO when I put new keys in that, new lock cylinder, but for some reason these two don't want to, I can't get it. So I'm just going to swap the columns. They're identical. So this one I have the keys for. I'm not really sure where I put them though. So that might be another dilemma. Disaster. That's not good. But I did paint the column with that. I think it's Rust-Oleum Ultramat True Navy. It was kind of the closest color I could find to this. I know it's dark in here, but the steering wheel is going to be faded a little. So I did clean this off with some simple green cleaner. One thing I discovered is that I actually left the battery hooked up in this since the last time I had it running, which was probably like a month ago. Because when I was messing with it to try getting the steering wheel apart, the steering wheel off, and I pulled the thing out, when I was pushing in on the key thing, the key buzzer started going off. I don't even know what I did with them keys. This might not be good. Guess that's what happens when I should have left them in the column. But anyway, I guess I'll have to search for my keys. And anyway, thanks for watching.